Movie review number 1533 is Zootopia 2. Zootopia 2 is a 2025 movie that is directed by Jared Bush and Brian Howard. So this is a sequel to the 2016 movie Zootopia 1. This movie has Walt Disney Pictures and Walt Disney Animation Studios. I saw this movie on December 12, 2025 at CMX Liberty Luxury 15 in Cinebistro in Liberty Township Ohio, but in DBOX. And I saw this movie again on December 16, 2025 at Regal Cinemas 16 in Deerfield Towne Center in Mason, Ohio in RPS. Cool. I enjoyed this movie both times that I saw it, and I think it's pretty good. Definitely better than the first film, I would say. And it's actually doing better than the first film. So anyway, this movie takes place after the events of the first film. And it focuses on detectives Judy Hobbs and Nicholas or Nick Wilde, a bunny and a fox. So detectives Judy Hobbs and Nick Wilde find themselves on the twisting trail of a mysterious reptile who turns the manimal metropolis of Zootopia upside down. Testing their growing partnership like never before, they go undercover in new parts of town to crack the case. So, in the first film, we saw Zootopia and many of the animals that live there. And we were introduced to mammals like Judy Hobbs, who is a bunny, Nick Wilde, who is a fox, and all sorts of animals. But one group of animals you probably have not seen in the first film are reptiles, including snakes. Because, according to the second film, reptiles have not been in sight of Zootopia for a long time. That is until one snake comes out of the blue and comes to Zootopia, and it causes people of Zootopia to panic. But why are they panicking because of a snake? You may ask. Or reptiles for that matter. But the film will explore why reptiles, and a little bit of, and why reptiles, in a sense, are around in Zootopia. So when this snake gets loose, Judy Hobbs and Nick Wilde are on the case to capture it. But then they learn more about the snake, who is named Gary, and they learn about Gary's past and family. And they also learn why snakes are not around in Zootopia anymore. So the film will explore that, and this causes Hobbs and Wilde to have some pause on whether the snake is the actual threat or if there's another threat that they have to watch out for. So in this movie, we do see Judy Hobbs and Nick Wilde having their partnership tested. They do bicker sometimes, especially when Judy Hobbs is wanting to help the snake, but Nick Wilde is thinking that they shouldn't. And of course, as a result, they are on the run from the police. So, I won't say who the actual enemy is, but I will say this. There's a reason why reptiles are not seen in Zootopia anymore. And maybe, if Judy Hobbs and Nick Wilde can find out the truth about it, maybe they can bring reptiles back to Zootopia. But like I said, there may be a different enemy in prey that might be unexpected, and you might not realize until later. But yeah, this was pretty good. I definitely recommend it. So, this movie has Jennifer Goodwin as Judy Hobbs, Jason Bateman as Nick Wilde, Kei Hui Kwan as Gary the Snake, Fortune Femster portrays Nibbles Maplestick. Nibbles is a Beaver podcast host and conspiracy theorist. Annie Samberg portrays Hubert Winfrey, Atana Weems. who is the youngest of the powerful Winfrey family. David Stroughorn portrays Milton Winfrey, the patriarch of the Winfrey family. Shakira portrays Giselle, Thompson's Giselle, who is a famous pop star. Idris Elba portrays Chief Bulger, the Buffalo Chief of Police of the Zootopia Police Department. Patrick Warburton portrays Major Brian Windancer, a stallion who is the current mayor of Zootopia. Quinta Brunson portrays Dr. Fusby, a psychotherapist. Danny Trejo portrays Jesus, a prune barristery. Nate Torrance portrays Benjamin Clawhauser, a cheetah who works as the receptionist at the CPD. Bonnie Hunt portrays Bonnie Hobbs, Judy's mother. Don Wade portrays Stu Hobbs, Judy's father. Michelle Gomez portrays Captain Fern Hardbottom, a Razorback who is the head of the CPD's TUSK unit. David Fain portrays Truffle, Hardbottom's Razorback partner. Joe Woman Wayne's Anoria, and Phil CM Punk Brooks portrays Gene Seberston and Gene Zabusky, a pair of zebra CPD cops known as the Zebras because they are zebras. Stephanie Beatrice portrays Brooks, a hippopotamus CPD cop. Wilmer Fadorama portrays Higgins, another hippopotamus CPD cop. Gene Reno portrays Boutrian and Chevier, a pair of goat CPD cops. Alan Tudyk portrays Duke Resenton, a French raccoon chef. Milt Cole, and a reporter. McCarraway Corton portrays Caldrick Winfrey, the older son of Milton Winfrey. Hey, he was the guy who was in Home Alone 1 and 2, I believe. Wow. Brenda Song portrays Kitty Winfrey, the sharp-tongued daughter of Milton Winfrey. John Regal Cinemas portrays Anthony Stutry, a giant anteater smuggler. Tiny Wister portrays Finnick, a Phineas Fox and his former partner in crime, who acts undercover as a baby bunny. Maurice Whitmortree portrays Mr. Big, a crime boss Arctic Shrew operating in Tundra Town. Rhea Radham portrays Frou Frou, an Arctic Shrew who is Mr. Big's daughter. We also have Raymond S. Percy as Flash Sophomore, a three-tour swath. Jenny Sway portrays Don Bellwether, a street criminal mastermind, and the former assistant mayor of Zootopia. Josh Dowers portrays Frantic Pig. Tommy Chun portrays Yak. Ori Crevier portrays an anti-venom pen that is owned by Gary. She voices Moana in the Moana films. Hewitt Bush portrays Armpit Pete. Blake Stetkin portrays Balak Rampkin, a sheep. Nick Di Giovanni portrays Sweet Di Giannini, the iguana bartender. Tig Notario portrays Big Tig, a bail prisoner. Milan and Sasha Peak portrays Binky and Brinston Hobbs, who is Judy's Wonder Brothers. Jake Robards portrays B.J. Hornsby. Bob Iger portrays Bob Tiger, a Tiger weather forecaster. Dana Fan Gruaau, Grauaau, portrays Buzz Sheedry. Amanda Gorman portrays Deandra Bambino, a giraffe reporter. Ed Sheeran portrays Ed Sheeran, a sheep. Yvette Nicole Brown portrays EMT Otto and Baroness Bale. Tiffany Wansdale portrays Sutenio Gala, announcer. George Pinocchio portrays George Punanicio, a Ryan reporter. Brian Howard, who is one of the two directors, portrays Burford Husermots, a goat, and Bucky, a Grimsbach, who is Judy's neighbor. And he also portrays Joe. Jared Bush, who is the other director, portrays Jordan Sedkin-Kessler, a goat who is identical in appearance to both Horde. Pront, a Greater Kudu, who is Bucky's wife partner. June Squibb portrays Gram, Judy's grandmother. Rachel House portrays Grandma Toro, a draft prisoner. Melissa Goodwin Shepard portrays a knife-wielding mouse. Cecilia Strong portrays Widow Judith, who is Frou-Frou's daughter. Allegra Redleslimio portrays Maria Natrimio. Mario Lopez portrays Danny Howlett, a wolf reporter. Michael J. Fox portrays Michael J., a Fox prisoner. Mark Rhino Smith portrays Officer Midhorn, a Black Rhinoceros police officer. Josh Gad portrays Paul Mordibrandt, an ordinary Moor who works at the Zootopia Police Department's IT expert. Hideo Kojima portrays Paul in the Japanese version. Peter Mansbridge portrays Peter Moonsbridge, a Moose news anchor for Zootopia News Network. Fabian Lowry portrays Fabian Glory, who is Peter Moosebridge's Snow Leopard tour anchor. Robert Irwin portrays Robert Furlan, a Koala. David Venturi portrays Russ, a walrus plumber residing in Marsh Market. Marsh Market is the place that the reptiles reside in. Anikia Noni Rose portrays Squeal, a fortune mouse. Tyrone Biggs portrays Tyrion Smalls, a mouse. May Martin portrays Tuffy Cheesewolf, a guinea pig prisoner. And finally, Dwayne Johnson portrays Seek, an accident-prone Deek. Holy moly, that's a lot of characters. But Zootopia 2 is a really good movie. It not only focuses on the partnership between Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, but also focuses on reptiles themselves and how reptiles have kind of been kicked out of Zootopia and the reason behind it all. So can Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde solve the case again and bring reptiles back home? Or will it be too late? Also, if you are wondering about Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde regarding their partnership, or if something may happen to both of them regarding their friendship, or maybe more romantically, I'm not going to reveal too much, but you can tell that there are moments in the film where they might want to be more than just friends. Again, I don't want to reveal too much. But it would be interesting to see what happens in the third film. Oh, and stay for the end credits. Because if the second film showed you about reptiles, let's just say if they made the third film, you might have an idea of what mammals they might explore in the third film. But anyway, I thought it was a pretty good movie. So that's my movie review, Zootopia 2. Please tune in for the next movie review. Alright, goodbye.